This is George Dionne with Metal Express Radio, and I'm here with Johnny Gioeli of Hardline.
What's up, man?
Did I pronounce the last name right? Gioeli.
Pretty good. Gioeli. Bro, it's like a pasta dish. It's like if you come to your favorite Italian restaurant, my name may be on the menu. I don't know. Johnny Gioeli. How are you, bro?
I'm doing all right. The first question I have for everybody is the same. If I knew absolutely nothing about Hardline, how would you describe the band's music to me?
I would say that we are a good message, AOR rock, commercial, feel good, roll down the windows, crank it up as loudly as you can band.
Absolutely. I'd agree with that. And you guys have the new album coming out on July 9th. It's Heart, Mind, and Soul. Had you intended to come out with an album so soon, or did COVID kind of have an impact on that?
No, we were actually, COVID had nothing to do with it at all. It was sort of our plan that when COVID shut us down on the touring front, we just decided to go forward with the plan of making the new album. And then we'll just kind of, when the tour picks up, which it does in early August, we'll head out again. Then we'll just kind of combine the efforts of the last album, Life, and Heart, Mind, and Soul. So, yeah, COVID didn't drive us to it. It just, because we shut down the touring part, we were like, okay, let's start on the record because we have to anyway. This is the time when we would, and go for it from there.
Excellent. You've got a couple of songs that you've put out from the album. If you wouldn't mind talking about them, let's talk about Fuel to the Fire.
Yeah, so Fuel to the Fire, I wanted to just, put out the very first single, just one of those straightforward, in-your-face rock songs. It's nothing that you would need, an encyclopedia or dictionary to interpret lyrics. It's straightforward rock song just to kick your ass, and I think it does just that. And, this song is about those people in our lives that know how to push our buttons. They know how to get under your skin. And the spin to the song is, wait till you see what I do. I'm going to add fuel to this fire and change it up. So, and then we followed up with the song Surrender, another great song. I love, actually, bro, this is probably, besides Double Eclipse, which is just Double Eclipse is an epic Hardline album, the very first album, I think Heart, Mind, and Soul is number 2 for me, or 1.5. The message in it, all the stuff that we've all been through as a country and as a world with COVID, really left me feeling sorry for a lot of people who have some deep problems, that caused by COVID or not, and I really focused on mental health and mental health awareness, and I wanted to make a point to have good messaging in the song. So Surrender, even though the song's called Surrender, the hook is never surrender. And there was a fan that reached out to me over the holidays this girl was gonna take her life, and she heard some of my music and decided, no, I can't, because I need to, I have purpose and I have value. And I got to thinking, like, how heavy that is, man. I mean, so music at that point in my career, now I'm working on getting ready to work on album number 96, bro. That's how many albums I have. Many millions of albums sold, and 96. And I got to it, and even working on album number 96, I came to the realization of how responsible I need to be to people through my music. And not every musician has to be that way, but for me, that's what I want to do as I'm getting a little bit old. I wanted to have this good message. So Surrender. It's about never surrender, and making sure people understand the value that they have in their lives, even at any level. You don't have to be a rock star. It doesn't matter what your career is. It doesn't matter what your financial status is. You have purpose, and that all really hit me when that occurrence happened. I mean, it shocked me. I'm like, whoa. my songs had that impact. It's not the first time I've heard it, but that one was pretty heavy and pretty serious. So a lot of things, stemmed, lyrically and musically from that incident on this album for Heart, Mind, and Soul.
I think people are looking for more positive and uplifting music for the times that we've gone through. And there's a lot of musicians that are kind of exploring this. So, I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We all know it. It's just trying to get through the darkness. And certainly I agree with the message behind Surrender.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's true. There's another song on the album because music has been my life. I started playing music at 8 years old. I was professional at 11, and I don't know anything but music. I had a real hard time. I had a very short life in school. I was playing, I was performing, I was working at a young age. So to me, it's the only thing I know. People say, "Oh, it's really in your blood." I go, "No, it's not in my blood. It is my freaking blood. It's what I do, man." And all these other things that I try to do, I'm going to get involved in this, I'm going to get involved in that, and get involved. I turn right back to music because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And so for people to, when they're down, especially this COVID thing just destroyed so many things. It's important that we just understand that our mental health, that's like my whole focus through this album and for this year and into 2022 is because I genuinely love people, bro. I want people to understand that if you feel a certain way, it's no different than having a cold or a flu. Go get some help. Go to the doctor. Get some help. Talk about it. And music is just that added piece of therapy for sure. There's a song on the album, Heart, Mind, and Soul, called We Belong. This is a cool song. People think, oh, We Belong. It's about a husband and a wife. It's a couple. It has nothing to do with that at all. Actually, the song was inspired by my son, he's 17 years old. He's learning how to play the guitar, and he comes running down, and he goes, "Dad, check this out." And he plays this little riff. And I grabbed the phone, and I recorded him. I said, "Play that again, Brandon." And he played it. I go, "That's really freaking good." Little did he know, I turned it into a song. The song's called We Belong. It's on the album. But it's about the relationship that we have that never leaves you. It's that relationship between music and man, and where it can take you, what it can do for you. It will never leave you. It will never disappoint you. It's always there. It brings back memories, happy, sad, other. It is the most important relationship. Of course, our families are as well, but that music is always there for you. And so, anyway, I'm freaking in love with this. I could bullshit all day about this album. I really love it.
Well, I will say, as a lifelong Hardline fan, it is a very consistent, very good album. I think one of your best in the modern era. You bring back the same lineup from Life. That was a pretty solid album, too. I think maybe this consistency is what's kind of giving you that oomph and what's making these albums so great. Do you feel you have that perfect band put together at this point?
Yeah, I do. I really do. For more than musical reasons. When you're, getting older, me, I'm not speaking about you, George, just me. As I get older, I want to surround myself with people I love. So first, that Hardline band is my family. Second, we have a chemistry of making music together that is easy, pleasurable, fun, loving. It's all those things that make a great band and make a great band work. This band is so tight that after we travel a lot, man. Pre-COVID, we were always on the road. We're airplanes, buses, hotels, nonstop, boom, boom, here, countries everywhere. And you would think that after a tiring show, you get back to your hotel room and you would just be like, you'd want to just shut down. No, man. It's like, time we want to meet for breakfast. Hey, Ale, how about, want to go 8 o'clock? No, how about 9? No, how about 7:30? Oh, man, it's just, hey, you guys did great. It was awesome night. It's like, everyone go to bed. Stop talking. We'll see each other tomorrow. Anyway, it's a family. And, of course, we're all Italian, which makes it very interesting in the breakfast rooms because we tend to kiss each other, boys and girls, in the breakfast room, so we get a lot of interesting looks when we're hugging and kissing. We love each other. So yeah, this is a very, very solid, and as you have so perfectly put it, it's developing. And Life album was a great album. This album, I think, is even better. And who knows where it's going to go? And the viewership, the fanship, everything is growing like a monster for Hardline. And I really didn't expect that, man. I did not expect it. I just expected to go out there and play some Double Eclipse tunes that people, love that epic album, and it is just that. And have some fun and move on. I didn't really expect this growth like this, so I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for everyone.
You have some touring dates on the books. You're starting to book maybe late 20. Mostly going to be overseas festivals. Yeah.
So everyone always says, "Why don't you play in America? Why don't you play in America?" And I'm a very, very honest guy, and I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. I'm a little afraid to play in America. I don't know if I'd put 10 people in Starbucks. I don't know, man. It's just a mental thing. I know if I go to Europe, Asia, I go to the UK, I go to Wales, I go to Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, I go to Russia. I know the fans are going to be there. And I love my country, don't get me wrong. I just don't know how many people I'd put in a venue. I'm a little nervous about it. But yeah, we start in I got the book here. So our lives are always 2 years at a time, bro. Always, I'm old school with the book. Always 2 years at a time, and I just reached out for 23-24, which has to be a special order. And so we have so we start in August in Norway, and then I'm in Russia, Bulgaria, Switzerland. Oh my God, on and on. It just continues to the end of the year. We're everywhere.
Music-wise, fans are getting a lot of you for the next month. You have the Hardline release on July 9th. You're releasing something with Axel Rudy Pell towards the end of July. You appear on Circus of Rock, on the Desperate Cry single. Is it difficult to kind of coordinate all these things to not interrupt each other?
Well, so I don't have anything to do with the planning of those releases, and the release is very close. I had nothing to do with, but I'm an oxymoron rock guy, opposite, rock star guy. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, so I run and I work, and I like to work with a lot of people. There was a time period where it wasn't cool to do too many projects. You stayed in your band, and that was your band. And look, I get that. But for me, and I love people, and I love working with all different musicians. So if I get an opportunity to work with someone that I can bring value to their song with my voice, I'm always open to hearing, what they've got going on. And if I think I can help the song, I'll do it. So yeah, I'm always doing. I just signed another 6 albums with Frontiers, and we're going to do a couple different albums. And yeah, man, busy. I'm busy like a one-leg kickboxer. Can you get that visual?
Yeah, exactly. Are you going to be working on another solo album? Because One Voice, 2018 release, that was a fantastic solo album, and there was a lot of delays with it, and you really knocked it out of the park when it finally came out.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I still, to this day, I love that. That's my Tomorrow Run album. I'll put that in. I try to listen to my stuff to see how, as a songwriter, how I'm growing, because I still think there's elements that suck, and I always want to be better. And so I always listen and think, like, what could I have done better in this song, et cetera, et cetera. I'm a little weird creatively with that kind of stuff. Album, there's nothing planned. I am doing a couple things that I've always wanted to do. I am working on a book. I'm writing a book. I'm working on album number 96. I've experienced experienced a lot of stuff. I've been around the world. I can't tell you. I've been around the world more times than most people have taught me, and there's a lot I want to say. And so I'm working on a book. I'm also working. This is a little bit under the wraps right now, but I'm working on a mass, musical theater show that would stay in a theater over an extended period of time, kind of like a Broadway show. But it is very exciting. I can't tell you too much about it because it's under a little bit of undisclosure. But it's the type of show, a theater show where there's no words spoken at all. It's all, the entire storyline is all music that drives the story. It's pretty freaking cool. So yeah, anyway, so I'm off to Bulgaria for production meetings there, and I'm just going, man. COVID didn't really shut me down. COVID gave me an opportunity to be home with my family, which was so awesome because I've been running. But it gave me an opportunity to think. And it's really cool because I used to always say, I wish we could just put pause on the earth for a second. Just pause. Just everybody just, come on now. Let's just it's like the vacuum cleaner sucking up the rug and it overheats. That hit the reset button. We needed to reset. And, sometimes out of tragedy, and I'm not devaluing the tragedy. It was a tragedy. A lot of people died. But it also hopefully reset people and gave them time to think about this really did happen. This really can happen. And what am I doing with my life? And so I used that time to do a lot of thinking. Anyway, I'll shut up now. You asked the question.
Last year you put out a live album with Hardline, and Dean Castronovo guested on a song or two. What I wanted to ask you in that respect is, have you tried getting all the original members of Hardline together, just like maybe for an appearance?
Well, it's a great question, and the answer is yes to a point. So could it happen? I think it can, and I think it will. The problem is scheduling, everyone's schedule. So I know that Neil, for example, because I talked to him about it, doing like 10 just massive, festival shows, one more time and play through the whole album. And it could happen, but, of course his Journey tour's pushed. It's just a schedule thing, bro. Could it happen? I think so. Just as you said, just a few shows, 5 to 10 shows, and that's it. Just to relive that reunion and relive that time. It was a long time ago.
It was almost 40 years. In fact, it's going to be 40 years next year. So you can try to pull it together for that.
Are you sure, man? Let me check your math. Are you sure? All right, we won't check your math.
Oh, did I say 40? I meant 30.
Thank you.
Sorry, I confused 92 with 82.
No, that's okay, man. I got some gray, but whew. Yeah, 30. Can you believe that, though? 30 freaking years ago.
What do you remember about getting into the studio to make that album? I mean, you're a fresh face at the time, and Neil Schon, he's got Journey, he's got Bad Company. You're with these guys that have been around.
I was, for a young kid in his 20s, I was like walking on a freaking cloud of happiness, because it was where I wanted to ultimately end up, in that kind of, situation with a big, powerful band, multi-million dollar record deal. I mean, we had one of the biggest record deals in that time. Like no one got $8-9 million record deals. Just didn't happen. And so I went from like literally in my now wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, in the apartment with a couch up on the end with a microphone, singing demos into a couch, to A&M recording studios, with air-controlled doors. And I'm like, where? I thought, honestly, it was like being freaking on Star Trek. And it was incredible. And then I learned, and I'm still learning, but I learned so much about the business. And I learned so much from Neil, brilliant musician, learned how to write, his chord knowledge. There's a lot to this. And then I learned a lot of the business side. My brother and I handled a good portion of the business side. And it is just that, man. You're buying things, there's money going out the door, there's money coming in. It's big business. And but my most memorable part of that was our very first show. And who would have thought that my first show would have been with Van Halen? Very first show as an international artist was at the Palace of Auburn Hills in Detroit, opening just Hardline and Van Halen. I mean, come on. That was incredible. Incredible.
I can imagine. I mean, Double Eclipse was a fantastic album. I wish I could have been there with you and Van Halen in '92. That'd be great.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah.
So the new album is Heart, Mind, and Soul. It comes out July 9th on Frontiers Music. I wish you the best of luck with the album. It's fantastic. I think it's one of the best Hardline albums.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all the support of your listeners and watchers and likers and all that stuff.
Absolutely. And hopefully I'll be able to get out and see you soon if I take a flight out to Bulgaria, I suppose.
Come on, bro. Come on out, man. You haven't lived until you've eaten a cucumber salad in Bulgaria. Awesome. All right, bro. Be well and be safe, and thank you for everything.